Did you know if you drop a like and subscribe in the next 5 seconds, nothing will happen but it will put a giant smile on my face? Fortnite Chapter 3 Season 1 is officially 48% complete, meaning yes, we're just under halfway through the season, and with that said, despite us receiving a hotfix today, although not a downtime update, it's safe to say 19.20 has just been put onto the staging servers according to data miners, meaning it will be releasing next week. With that said, considering the Foundation's going to be releasing next week too, and tons of things are expected to be upcoming, such as the first weapon to eliminate Klombo that we're going to be showing footage of, and even the introduction of perhaps baby Klombos or the location we can find them, which we also have a teaser trailer for, so make sure you stay in tune to see that. I figured we'd cover all the upcoming content in today's video, so for that reason, you know the drill, sit back, relax with your favourite snacks to stick around and watch the full video, and one favour you can do me whilst you're doing that, considering this is 100% free, and that would be to enter code FM1 inside the Fortnite item shop. I challenge you all right now, try and make this process last longer than 10 seconds, and if it does, don't enter it, that's how confident I am. Entering code FM1 not only puts a giant smile on my face, but cheers my pug up Gus too, as he's been kind of sad recently, from not only discovering that yes, he looks like a baby Klombo, but on top of the fact he's found out 70% of you guys watching right now are not subscribed to the channel, and speaking of subscribing, we've just recently surpassed 2.3 million, you guys have been killing it lately, so everybody who hasn't clicked the big red button, click it. And of course, after all, this can only benefit you, considering I also give 5 subscribers every single day, so if you want to receive a gift off me, simply make sure you subscribe to the channel with all notifications turned on, and then comment your Epic Games ID down below and let me know what you like to receive, so perhaps in the next video you could be gifted on screen in front of hundreds of thousands of eyes to see. But with that said, now enough messing around, we need to dive into everything 19.20, which perhaps is going to be the biggest update of this season, considering it's the midway through one, so make sure of course you don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere.
I'm not, I'm sitting on my
Don't
back.
go anywhere.
Just before we go any further, I'm happy to announce that today's video is sponsored by Keeps, being the best online-based subscription service out there to help men keep their hair. Not only do Keeps offer service delivered straight to your door that is clinically proven by doctors to treat symptoms or combat symptoms of hair loss, but perhaps one of the most reassuring things is it's completely affordable and literally around half the price of the cost of any pharmacy prices. Despite the treatment plans being doctor recommended and personalised for everybody, of course they even offer 24/7 support, which is the extra benefit, which is a part of each treatment plan with a year of unlimited doctor messaging. If you're noticing hair loss at all right now, considering 2 out of 3 guys will experience hair loss by the time they're 35, then it's time to start now by clicking the first link in the video description or in the pinned comment, as Keeps customers usually notice results within 6 months of starting. So whether you're looking to prevent hair loss or even just stimulate hair growth or take better care of your hair, Keeps has you covered with a catered routine, of course, that works for you. It's safe to say Keeps has everything your hair needs, and not only that, but delivered straight to your door at your own convenience without ever having to visit the doctors. And better yet too, with your personalised package you can get refill reminders, so you'll never run low on the products that you need to take care of your hair. Literally, Keeps offers something for everybody, so make sure to click the first link in the video description down below right now or in the pinned comment and get 50% off your first order at keeps.com/friendlymachine, which is keeps.com/friendlymachine. Okay, so the first piece of content added in today's hotfix, as you can see in the background, we're looking at the trailer for it, being these pizza boxes which are now being produced, according to the article anyways, at Pizza Pit in Tilted Towers, as it's not currently frozen over anymore, allowing us to get up to full health and also 50 shield from consuming them, and hey, look, even Klombo seems to want a slice. As of right now, these are not currently in competitive playlists, but speaking of this trailer in itself, despite it including Klombo being one of the second trailers ever to do so, despite the Chapter 3 Season 1 trailer, a secret more interesting that not many people are talking about, despite just the item and Klombo trying to snack on a pizza in itself, considering I'm guessing he likes them, is what was shown at this frame right here, being a brand new skin bundle, and obviously one that contains V-Bucks that should be rotating when I'm recording this video throughout the item shop, but was shown here early for the first time, being the miner skin. And speaking of this skin, the name of it in itself, miner, could obviously be mistaken for miner, somebody who's mining underground, which we're going to be seeing map changes furthermore for, and we're going to be talking about the baby Klombos and even Cattus creatures later in the video. But first we need to cover what else Sheena mentioned in this tweet last night, as he predicted rightfully so that these pizza boxes and slices within them would be coming today, is firstly the green Goblin skin, which for those that don't know, will look like this instead of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man version of the villain that we see in his sort of movies. This initially got leaked in the 19.10 downtime, and all the cosmetics are part of his set too, instead of just the gameplay that I've been playing in the background of him. And the reason reason I believe for us getting this version instead of the normal Green Goblin that everybody's used to seeing anyways is because he's a part of the Marvel universe or in the comics, meaning Epic Games have the right to then implement him. But hopefully in the future, as this article did state about other Spider-Man skins or skins from the Spider-Verse anyways appearing, we see more villains, and not only that, but what's been in the game's coding actually for quite some time now as an NPC, being Mary Jane. Believe it or not, we've actually known about this skin since the start of Chapter 3 Season 1, as initially the Spider-Man web shooters weren't available for everyone and only in Arena. However, data miners, as you can see back then, were able to even discover that not only will Mary Jane be an NPC, but she'll be selling the mythic web shooters when going up to her for gold, which have unlimited usage instead of just 80 uses. However, as of right now, we not only don't know what this looks like, but it could even not be in the files currently unless it's decrypted. But speaking of a skin that we have been revealed to early, and for that reason we should be seeing the trailer for it very soon, introducing it onto the Fortnite island, is the February crew pack being called Aftermath. Again, like the Green Goblin skin, this was leaked in the 19.10 update. However, we didn't have any form of gameplay of it back then, despite it obviously revealing in picture form not only the skin, but all the cosmetics that are currently attached to his set that we'll be receiving for being subscribed in the month of February. But speaking of everything contained on this image, there is a selectable style, and believe it or not, this is the only gameplay that we actually have of it right now that I can find anyways that isn't watermarked by anybody else. And considering the Winter Dr. Sloan trailer got leaked early for the January crew pack in like mid-December anyways, we should be seeing the trailer release for this any day now over on Twitter initially, so make sure to go and follow me there, linked in the video description down below, as we've been doing also a ton of V-Buck giveaways as of recently, which aren't stopping anytime soon. Speaking of what's upcoming soon too in terms of map changes, moving on, despite the fact that Hypex has confirmed that we're not going to be having the snow fully melted off the map, that I've mentioned also in other videos, instead Epic Games in 19.10 actually hotfixed the stage we're currently in of snow being melted off the map to be the final stage. So yes, this is the amount of snow that we're constantly just going to see on this section of the island now, meaning we've got a snow biome, a green biome, and also a desert biome. In terms of future map changes or what we're expecting to see in 19.20 next week anyways, are firstly something that's been talked about not only by Hypex to be Covert Cavern, but also other data miners, where they've been also able to determine that an IO Brute boss will probably be the boss that's upcoming at the Covert Canyon POI with a mythic Stinger SMG, of which all the stats on screen right now are. It's been talked about from data miners digging into the game's coding for so long now that we're going to be seeing the return of a grotto like POI, and from comparing them side by side, as you can see Egyptian Leaker has managed to put on screen right now, they definitely display a lot of similarities, and I'm very interested to see, well, how this plays out, considering it's not the only map change that's upcoming, as we're supposedly going to be seeing something also called Covert Canyon, which is meant to be the same thing. However, I don't believe this is the case, thanks to what Hypex has provided on screen anyways, and as you can see, it has everything to do with the devoured point of interest or landmark on the map when we visit it. As you can see, these are the remains of the Polar Peak monster that once were on the island anyways in Chapter 1 Season X, but now have made a reappearance, alongside also something else from the final showdown, which isn't relevant to this map change however, is in the outskirt of the ocean, being the Mecha Team Leader arm that was ripped off. And from taking a look at this Cattus cave coding that Hypex has provided anyways, the most interesting thing about this is the fact that it not only states that this kind of Cattus or devoured area is going to be another cave system in itself, which is actually quite far away from the Covert Cavern, but also what they've even been able to play early, the sound effects of a distant groan or roar from these Cattus or Polar Peak monster creatures, which implies the return of them on our Fortnite island. So let's roll that clip. The initial Polar Peak monster actually washed up onto our island, believe it or not, in Chapter 1 Season 7, underneath the iceberg that we didn't know was there at the time, and after revealing itself in Chapter 1 Season 9 after the volcano disrupted it or awoke it anyways from its frozen slumber, upon revealing itself in the final showdown, this was definitely a giant monster or the biggest one of its kind, so who's to say that this isn't like the mother of the Devourer creatures, kinda like the Cradle is the mothership of motherships. And for that reason, when this cave system is revealed, the Cattus cave anyways, we not only get revealed to eggshells of where baby Devourer monsters have hatched out of, but also perhaps even baby Klombos, considering we have no origin story for this wildlife or reason for it being on the Fortnite island as of now. And with everybody hyping up baby Klombo, or the concept of it even just being a pet Backbling that we can wear or get from the item shop or even earn, considering Epic Games acknowledged that we didn't want the snow to fully melt across the map, and with this being more hype or seeming so, it's a no-brainer if I worked at Epic Games anyways that I'd be implementing this into the game. And speaking of of that happening, I actually had my thumbnail designer create a concept trailer of baby Klombo appearing on the Fortnite island for the first time, which honestly looks really cute and cool. It's safe to say if these are added into the game, the baby Klombos as wildlife and even a pet Backbling that we can then earn, even if we can eliminate them, I highly doubt anybody is going to, and the reason I say that is because if you haven't tried currently to eliminate one of the normal size Klombos, we literally can't in game, as everybody has experimented with even having the 100-player lobby all team up against one. And despite data miners on private servers pulling things into game like the Zappatron, which currently hasn't been seen literally since the first ever season of Fortnite, which was only implemented by mistake, even this weapon, despite how overpowered it is, couldn't eliminate the Klombo, but one weapon could, a dev testing weapon that a data miner managed to pull into game that isn't meant to be in game anyways, called PQ, and as you can see from shooting the Klombo, it deals 9,375 damage, but upon actually doing that and the Klombo dying, there is currently no animation for it dying in the files. Maybe an animation for Klombo's death will be in the 19.20 update, however Epic Games have clearly stated that yeah, they don't want anybody eliminating Klombos, otherwise they'll have to wipe out the entirety of Tilted. So for that reason, in case it doesn't happen, I had an animation created for myself of what it could look like if we were ever to eliminate a Klombo. Speaking of the 19.20 update next week, despite a ton of new content being added that we currently don't know about, as the files will get updated and more will get decrypted or added into there in itself, with people speculating it's most likely going to be Tuesday when this update actually happens. Believe it or not, 2 days later, on the 3rd of February, Thursday, the Foundation will be available for the first time to unlock, and that means then the second page of rewards that we currently aren't revealed to, well, will be revealed. To be honest, we already know what a lot of these rewards will be, considering one of them has to be the selectable style mask off Dwayne The Rock Johnson version of the Foundation. Another one also needs to be this secret black style, and let's not forget from the promotional image or even trailer for Chapter 3 Season 1, there's a glider attached to the Foundation, which again will be a reward here. And here are all the 7 base rewards currently in the files that haven't came to the game yet on screen right now. And with that covering pretty much everything that we know of currently before the release of 19.20, don't forget before you leave today, if you enjoyed or want to keep referring back to this video, to slap a like in it down below. Also make sure you're subscribing to the channel with all notifications turned on so that you don't miss any future uploads. And speaking of other videos or your next destination, now make sure to interact with anything on screen, but most importantly, hopefully I can catch you, yes, you the individual still watching, I can see ya, but hopefully in that very next video I do post on the channel.